All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to episode 6. I'm Macy,
I'm Sakani.
I'm DeMonte.
I'm Ja.
and this is going to be a very, very special episode. It's going to be our 2023 recap. But before we get into all of that, what we're going to do? We're going to ask what everyone's listening to. I'll go first. I know the girls aren't big fans, but Tate McRae just dropped her album last week. And, I'm getting into it. I think that she has potential to be a huge pop star. She's only 20 years old. She's Canadian, if that
Right?
if that sways anything for you.
It doesn't.
And I think she's kind of fab. People keep calling her like this industry plant, but she was on So You Think You Can Dance, and she was the first Canadian finalist for that. And
she has like a resume. She been in this.
She
been
does. Absolutely.
She earned to be like
yeah.
Yeah.
So when people say like she just popped out of nowhere and that RCA is trying to make her like, I'm like, she's been working for a while, and I get it. We have enough white pop stars in history, but I'm like, let the girl have a chance.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm listening to.
She's gonna have to grow on people. I just think the hype after the first video, I'm like, I feel like for that much hype, you need a little more of a catalog to get like the comparisons and stuff
Agreed.
that she's getting. So I don't think
Yeah, the comparisons to Britney are crazy to me, because I feel like at a time like early 2000s when Britney was like the shit, I think to make a comparison to Britney is
she didn't
insane.
storm like that. Britney came knocking the door down.
Okay.
Britney was different. Like
Exactly.
that was a cultural phenomenon.
So yeah, I just think people get
Yes.
so like they see one little thing and they're like, "Oh my god, this girl is just like this girl," and it's like,
And then it's things like that that turn me off from listening to new people, honestly. Because it's like, bitch, you will never be that. But I think I need to like, for myself, I need to like give new artists a chance
yeah.
and not listen to the comparison.
That's the thing too. It's just like we just live in that world where we'll sometimes see commentary on social media before we even hear the song, before we
Yes.
even. And I'm the same way. Like sometimes that will affect me, being like, because I remember I did not listen to Summer Walker's music for so long because
Oh,
I just
wow.
thought she was kind of like.
Oh,
That's
I was
crazy.
there for that.
I thought she was like
From the beginning,
airheaded.
bitch.
Like
I was
I
there.
thought I would see stuff online and I'm like, this girl cannot be serious. Like I saw her eating out of a dustpan one time. I would just see crazy stuff and I'm like, this girl is not real. Like, what is she?
motherfucker
so
back there is
good.
not real.
What could she be singing about?
I'm telling you right now that motherfucker back
I
there.
love Summer.
But yeah, Still Over It Too was the first time I tapped into her and I felt so late.
Wow.
Mhm.
Still Over It was your.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's
Yeah.
everybody else listening to?
Go.
My song is gonna be Rump by Cash Cobain. One of my friends, it was like his most listened to artist of the year. And I've always like heard of good artists from him. So like when I saw it, I'm like, let me go check out one of his songs. And that was the first song I played. And I was just addicted right away. Like I listened to the album that was on. And it's a very just like I think it's a perfect pregame song. So fun.
Period.
So we'll be listening to it later.
We'll be listening to that.
Oh yes,
Yes,
this will be going up
yes.
tonight.
Clearly, I'm in my feelings because I have two again.
Oh.
I'm doing Summer Walker Circus. That song's Still Over It, by the way, which is a great song. I feel like that song
That's
is really
you-
slept on.
you right. I'm not
Yes.
arguing with you. That song is it. That album is it.
Exactly. And
Aries Queen.
also, I'm gonna do Kelly Rowland Red Wine. That's like my favorite Kelly Rowland song. It's a deep cut. It doesn't get all the love it deserves because I don't know why, but the song, it just puts you in a good mood. It's lovely. The harmonies are amazing. Kelly Rowland's amazing. It's on Talk a Good Game. Y'all should check it out if you haven't gotten into it because
my
I feel like a
God.
lot of people haven't,
Oh my
and that pisses me off.
She's got some good like
phenomenal
album.
album.
Cuts and deep cuts.
That no, the album,
Phenomenal
the album, that is a body of work. Like, and that's
Yes.
the thing for me. I love a body of work when it
Yes.
just flows.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Kelly Rowland,
I agree.
love you.
I think that album is very underrated.
I think she's underrated though.
Even-
Well, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
of course.
even like the start of it, Freak. It's like you may not get it right away, but it makes sense as you get older. It's like, ooh,
Yes.
I feel it's a little bit more than I was when I was 18.
She fucking ate. Great
Yes.
album.
For me, I love Houdini by Dua Lipa. I just love songs that have a lot of like build up, and then on top of the build up has a lot of like ad libs. So I'm very much an ad lib boy. I love them. And they just make me feel the music even more. Like the beat could be like mid, but if you stack ad libs and shit like that on, I'm just like, it's like a sensation.
Mm-hmm.
It runs through your body and you just feel like every sound in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have that
Yeah.
type of sound in your ear, it's like, oh my gosh, this is like a out of body experience.
Yes.
And I feel like that's what that song makes me feel toward the end, of course. And I feel like that song is Sisters with River by
It
Miley.
is, yes.
They should be on the same album because there was a AI cover on TikTok of Miley singing Houdini, and I was like, this should have been on Endless Summer Vacations. But yeah, Dua Lipa did her thing with it.
She has a very good like formula for music. I feel
Mhm.
like I just think she's one of those pop stars. I just feel like she gets it. Like she
Yeah.
don't really miss to me. Like
Yeah.
I'm not somebody who streams her a lot, but when I hear that bitch music, I'm like, bitch, this is a hit.
Yes.
Like
And
Very
she's really
much.
smart with like her eras too. And that's one thing I feel like a lot of, and I'm not no fucking artist, but like pop artists in general, I feel like there was different eras of people and like they would really hone into that experience. But I feel like Dua Lipa is following the same formula a lot of people did when they were younger or coming up.
Coming
I
up.
can see
Yes.
she's gonna be iconic.
Mhm.
I can see
Yeah.
that. Yeah, absolutely. So with 2024 right on our heels, it's December. I want to ask everyone if you could describe 2023 in one word, what would it be and why? And I can go first. I would describe my 2023 as tough. Lots of trials and tribulations. Lots of just things I didn't see coming.
Yes.
So that's me. Tough.
Um, I would say for me, triumphant,
Mhm.
because again, like you, my year has been very tough and things have been thrown my way that I didn't see coming. And even though I haven't like overcame those obstacles just yet, I know that I will. So
Mm.
I have to remain in a positive mindset. So I will forever be triumphant.
Right. I would say for me, I will use the word explorative. And just as far as like what I can do creatively, what I am able to do now, and like I see for me happening. And also just like in terms of who I am as an individual, I feel like I've had a lot of growth this year, even if it's like good or bad. I feel like I've been able to tap into different experiences of who I am. I feel like 25 definitely told me a lot of like what I want to do and like what I can maintain and how to keep going with certain things and like what to like let go of sometimes. Um, but yeah, definitely explorative. Obviously, all the work is never done.
Mm.
Um, and I'm excited to see what will happen in 24, knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been over here thinking, and I feel like I would say I don't know if I'm using the right. I would just say defining. Like I would say defining would be my word.
That's
I
a
feel
good
like
one.
I just kind of found out like a lot about like myself and the direction I want to go in. Like, we started this and I feel like we've come so far in like the 1 year. Like I think we've done a great job with branding ourselves and just like showing people like this is what we're doing and like making a name for ourselves, my music, like finishing my project. Like I just kind of feel like I know who I am right now. Like and despite like all the crazy things or like just the bad things or whatever, however you want to define it, the things going on in my life, like I just feel like I at least know who I am. Like I know like where I want to go in life. And I felt that way for a while, but I just feel like a little more sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling to have, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay, so with 2023 ending, what all have you guys done this year? What are you proud of?
Um,
I can go first. If you
okay.
So I got my master's degree in June. God, 2 years in the making. Very, very, very tough process. So I'm very happy to have that under my belt. Um, in November, I left a very toxic work environment. So I'm happy that I did that. And yeah, I think like the biggest highlight of my 2023 honestly has to be New Orleans with you all.
That was so fun.
It was just
Go watch
feel
the
like-
vlog if you missed it last season.
Yes, there's a whole vlog that we have on this
Yes,
channel. And
season 1.
I just feel like I have never had as good as a birthday like that. And I feel like I will remember that trip when I'm like 70, 80, and just think back like, wow, like
It was
that.
just so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
everything we did, it was just like, all right,
Well,
let's go.
sorta, kinda.
Girl, shut the
We're not gonna get into that.
There was some trials and tribulations with New Orleans, for sure.
But we had a good time, yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't let that shit stop my trip. I had
Okay.
a blast.
Had a good time.
Yeah. I feel
Too
like
good of a
we've never
time.
experienced like going to the club at 1 a.m. Like literally
Waking
waking up
up
at 1
at
a.m.
1
The
a.m.
afters,
going to the club.
like, we had so much fun there.
All the
Sakani was
songs.
sick, and you were still a trooper the whole time, bitch.
Thank
I give it to
you.
you because
I pushed
I'm
through.
not going.
I would say y'all have fun.
Yeah.
I'll try
not
to make it
going.
on the last day. Y'all have fun.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention like the way that I just was able to integrate my family and my friends so seamlessly. Like it was just so beautiful to me that everybody just got along and you guys even connected
Mhm.
outside of the trip and you guys would talk on Instagram and
Yes.
I just love that. Like my family like supports all of you guys and supports the channel.
No, I love
Love them.
them.
Yeah, so I just love that. And I love that that was able to happen. And
I know that's a good feeling because
Yeah, it
everybody
really
wants
is.
that, and it's not always
Yeah.
possible.
No, it's
like,
really
Yeah.
not.
I think because I think our family and friends coming together is a reflection of
Mhm.
them loving us.
Yeah.
Because they're just such different people coming from all different places, and it just integrates so seamlessly.
Yeah.
So I think that's just a reflection of their love for us, and I'm very grateful that we all have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, what was it? A highlight?
Yeah. What have you done this year and what's your one highlight?
Okay. I've done a lot of soul searching within myself. I think a highlight for me is and nothing to the outside, but I've done a lot of spiritual work within myself and getting to know myself again. So I think that's the highlight for me for this year, and getting back into my creativity. Just
Yes, girl, we're
because,
ready for the new season.
yes,
New collection.
Yes.
because being an artist, it takes a lot financially. So really keeping your creativity alive while you can't um invest in yourself and your creativity and stuff
Amongst
like
dealing
that.
with another business as well.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
think keeping my creativity alive has been very helpful within just like my transitional journey.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like we're all in a transitional period.
We are, yeah.
A lot of things have been thrown at us this year, and we're like,
Past few
oh,
weeks, girl. I feel like the
Um,
past 2 months, we just all got like blindsided.
yeah.
Like,
So I think, yeah, just keeping my creativity alive has been very helpful in this journey.
I will say for me, I feel like just pushing the boundaries of what DeMonte can do and what I'm capable of doing, and like knowing that I have to be uncomfortable with certain things to like get to another layer of who I am. As I said before, like I don't have all this shit figured out. Like as many people, like you post something that you've done and it's like really successful. People like, oh my god, you're always doing something, but a lot of the time people don't see the work that you put in to go there or even get to the place that you are at and not even where you want to be at yet.
yeah.
And that for me, I'm always overthinking about like what is next. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
oh, I did this work campaign. I'm like, oh my god, amazing, great.
My bitch is everywhere.
yeah,
International.
Thank you. But also in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, next, like
Yeah.
what's happening
Right.
now? So I feel like I'm still working on practicing this. It's like being present in the moment, obviously. But I feel like just pushing the boundaries as far as what I can do and how I can overcome things has been definitely been something I've been wanting to do more of. Like even like I've when we did career talk, was that episode 3 of last year?
I think so.
And that was when I wasn't even booking shit. Like I wasn't doing anything. And I'm really proud of myself because I haven't even said this out loud, but I've done so much dancing since then that
You have.
and it feels good. Like I feel so much better when I'm being physically active. I even said that on a podcast too. Like I feel I thrive in like environments where I can like be free, be like comfortable, but also push the boundary of what I'm doing, how I'm creating things. And I'm excited to see how that like will transform into something even bigger than I could imagine because I know it's gonna happen.
It will.
Yes,
You're on your way.
absolutely.
So
And you're speaking it into existence right now.
absolutely.
I
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, that's it. I was gonna say I'm just excited to see where the growth will come because I feel like I've done the work of like pushing what I'm doing and like how much I'm able to tolerate and on many different levels because it's not linear. Yeah, I'm excited to see what will come. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you said is really good about being present because I remember when your Sephora campaign came out, you were like, "Oh, thank you," and with a lot of your stuff, you're just like, "Oh, thank you."
Hmm.
You're always thinking of the next thing, and you're not appreciating what
Yeah.
is right in front of you.
Hmm.
So I'm proud of you for saying
Yes, we
that
all
you want to
are,
be more
bitch.
present.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you.
You're getting
Yes.
your bookings. We shoot at nighttime right now because of you. So
That's very true.
Exactly, busy
I'm happy for
boy.
you, and I'm glad that
Busy,
you're
busy boy.
getting your
Thank you.
bookings. You
I
Yes.
deserve
appreciate
it.
y'all.
Yeah, what keeps me present in moments like that when I'm feeling like, what's next, is just thinking about like how far I've come.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And I know I have so much further to go, but we've all come such a long way. Like I always tell myself, if I could hug little Macy right now, he would
Yeah.
be so proud of
Hmm.
me where I am. And so yeah, that's how I try to stay present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have three things I want to mention for my highlights. So first would be like the Mike Saw Honey video. I haven't done a video
Too good.
in
It's too good.
so long.
So
So
hot.
like
It's so good.
thanks you guys.
With the
Like
grills and the
that
honey drip. Oh my god.
Yes.
that's
Oh
my
my
That
gosh,
favorite
shot.
that's my
scene.
favorite
It's the
scene.
That's my
shot.
favorite scene too. Like that shit just came together like literally what I wanted just came together so
Yeah.
perfectly. And like I literally did it with all my friends. Like the first scenes at Sakani's apartment. My friend like Sean was like the director. My friend shot it from back home. And we've been friends since we were like 13. And he's been rapping since like before I started rapping. Like we met when I was 13 and he was already like low key that nigga back home. Like
Hmm.
he's literally just one of the most like popular people back home and he's just such a good person and he's just been grinding for so long. So like it was just dope for us to work together because we've been like hustling together since we were young and to be like in New York together doing that was amazing and it was just an amazing final product. Like every other video I've done has been so stressful and so expensive and like it's not that this was particularly cheap but I got what I wanted
Hmm.
and I was just proud of it. I just feel like I finally have a video that shows who I am and where I'm at in life and like
Yeah.
it's what I want, it's quality. So like that felt amazing to finally have that out. You guys got to meet my mom, which was like a big highlight for
Oh
me.
yes.
Like
Yes.
and like I got emotional even thinking about it because like obviously most of my friends back home met my mom, but like I have a lot of friends here and most of them have not met her. So that was just like very sentimental for me because it's like, both of my worlds coming together.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that meant a lot to me.
And she ate that look up.
She did. Okay.
And she
Okay.
came into our party stunting.
Okay. She said
She do
silver
not
down.
fuck around, okay? So like that's my girl and that was special to me. And also when I performed at OTA and you guys came, that was
Oh,
like my first
yes.
time like performing in front of you guys.
Mhm.
And it just felt so good, like having you guys support me, like hearing you guys like screaming in the front row. And being that that was the first time, not for Macy, but for you guys, like that you're at a show of mine, like I'm getting emotional, but it just meant so much to me, like, and I feel like that kind of just showed me like the type of friends you guys were. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Of
Of
course.
course.
We gonna be in that front row all the motherfucking time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, so with all of the highlights that we had, do you guys feel like, you could have done anything better this year in terms of, it could be career, it could be whatever's on your mind, relationships, friendships. Is there
Yes.
anything that you feel like you could have done a little bit better?
I think planning. Um, a lot of the times you feel like you're doing so much, but you're not planning for your goals or planning for your future. And you get lost in like all your busyness.
Hmm.
And I think that was a big issue for me this year is planning out my goals and just a plan of execution. Because obviously I have so many goals and I'm very ambitious. But if I'm not putting it on paper, planning shit out, like how do I expect to get there?
Yeah.
Mm.
So I think I guess not being comfortable, but getting used to where you are and kind of like trying to figure out how to I think make life work where you're at right now. And yeah, I think just planning would have helped me a lot, especially during this time right now. If I would have planned better, I think I would have been in a situation where I feel like at ease because I actually have a plan. But now I'm taking this free time that I have to, plan things out and not be too hard on myself, but also just work on getting back to my devoted self and my self that's like motivated and determined to get to where I am.
It's a learning lesson,
Yeah,
and it's hard.
absolutely.
Like it's so much easier to say it than do it,
right.
like you, especially being that we are so busy, like, and we have so many other things going on, and we live in one of the most expensive cities. Like,
Yeah,
it's hard. It's not that it's not doable, but like you said, like you have to like be easy on yourself and give yourself grace, because like you're not the only one, like,
yeah.
and you're still doing a very good job,
Thank
Absolutely.
you. I appreciate
I
that.
even say like even though you're not the only one, like your experience is very much still valid in how you
Yes.
feel. It like it doesn't no one will ever equate to like your experience, and that goes for all of us. It's just a matter of like how like honestly this can kind of tie into mine. I feel like, for me it would be like, okay, I it's okay to ask for help.
Mhm.
And that's something for me. I can be very independent, and like I will get shit done by myself, but sometimes getting shit done when I want it done by like a week, it may turn into a month because I can really lack the control to like get it done.
Yeah,
And I feel like I put so much pressure on myself to do all by myself because I feel like I need to do it by myself, not because I have to, not because I don't have the structure or help to like ask for help.
yeah,
It's just like something in my mind is like, oh, this will honestly, I'm like in my mind, I'm like, this will make me look better because I did it all by myself.
yeah.
Like that's like ego talking.
Right.
Um, and I feel like asking for help, it wasn't until my grandmother, I wish you guys could meet her. Y'all haven't met her yet, but Sakani has.
Love her
We will.
now.
Yes, absolutely. Love my grandmother. And it wasn't until she's like, it really sat with me. She's like, Demonte, you have all of these people that want to help you. Why don't you just ask for help? And even though it's not like a big phrase of something, it doesn't when someone that like really cares about what you're doing and like, oof, sorry, really cares about like your craft and like what you do and like sees the struggle of like me trying getting up every day and just like doing shit that will literally fulfill my soul and not do it for anyone else. It really matters when someone is like, you can just do this and like you'll see a pathway. And it wasn't until she literally we were just talking and she's like, you have all the like accessibility in front of you, just use it.
Yeah.
And saying that goes a long way because it only takes like reaching out to one person, and if that is a no, then okay, let's move on to next.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think like asking for help has been like one of the main things. Like, and I feel like it goes on like all levels, like creatively, mentally, physically, emotionally. Like 2023 was like a rough year for me where I feel like I really tapped into like my emotions and realized like sometimes like okay, like I'm not okay right now, and that's okay to feel that way. But how do we move forward from that too? Like
Yeah,
we don't want to be stuck in the same place. We want to feel the emotions, but we also want to acknowledge and move on.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Wanna go?
Wait, tell me the question one more time, so I know
So
how to answer exactly.
yeah, so the question is if there's anything that you think you could have done better this year.
Yeah, so like I just feel like as an adult, I just am not financially stable. Like I just feel like I just live, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, bitch, hopefully we
I'll
get a
figure it
check
out
next week.
tomorrow,
Like, and
okay?
that's like, I feel like I mentioned this on the podcast before, but like I kind of get that from my mom in the sense that like I just always have this mindset, money gonna come around. Like, what you gonna do? Not get no money? Like,
Yeah.
you gonna figure something out. But I need to get more in the space of a mindset. Like, I just often feel childish because I don't save often. Like, I'm
Yeah.
very just like money burns a hole in my pocket. Like, I be feeling when I got money, I be ready to spend that shit. Like,
Same.
so I feel like that's something I've just struggled with my whole life, like just with working. And like, luckily, it's not so bad to where I don't pay my bills and like I'm homeless or I have nothing. But like, you know, like you're saying, like I sometimes feel like I just wish I planned better. Like we didn't plan on losing our jobs.
Yeah.
So it's like being in that position all out of nowhere, and now out of nowhere, you're not getting the money you were making when we were making good money. It's like that just changes your world a little bit. So
Mhm.
like I just wish I was a little more like that stressed me out
Yeah.
immensely. Like so
It's not to cut you off,
no, you're
but
fine.
it's annoying too because if we were in different financial situations, like coming up, growing up, we would have the knowledge
Yeah.
to know these things and to know how to save, know about taxes, know things like
We're
that.
not even taught those
Yo.
things. And
Hello?
I wouldn't even blame
Like,
like our families as much as I blame the schooling system.
Yeah,
Because,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
those
absolutely.
are things we should be taught. Like
Yeah.
so
100%.
um
But we're taught to like, because we have such big dreams, I think it's different when growing up where we grew up is kind of like we're taught to stay in that place.
yeah.
Mm.
And because we're now coming up, we're like,
We never
shit, we
had the
don't
means of living how we live. Like,
exactly.
or we don't exactly. So it's like, and that's the thing. I don't even the people who are a little more financially stable in my family are only so financially stable. Like, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of people are still living paycheck to paycheck, which is
Yeah.
just the world we live in. But it's like I don't have people I can go get that advice from really, you know? And it's like I am at a point where I know people who save money and I could, but it's still just like I'm not in the means to save any money right now. So it's like
Yeah.
even if I get that advice, I can't really apply it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times it's just me, like 'cause it's just like I feel like it's just like a thing of just being like, boy, just chill. Like I'm in a position now where it's like I kind of have to save. Like y'all know, like I ain't been doing shit. Like
Yeah.
everything I've been doing lately is cheap or free. So it's like yeah, I feel like that's the one thing I'm like, boy, you got to get that together. Like, and I also always have the mindset that like money's gonna come back around and you're gonna become successful. Like, I always have the mindset,
Yes.
boy, you could become rich tomorrow. So like, spend that money because you could die tomorrow too. Like,
Right.
so I think finding a balance with that for me is like was my biggest struggle this year. But I feel like I've just struggled with that in adulthood. So like
Yes.
going into the new year, I do kind of want to like get that together.
gotcha.
Agreed.
I totally feel that.
Yeah.
The one thing that I feel like I could have done better this year is holding myself accountable, but holding myself accountable in a way that's not beating myself up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like meeting all of my goals, and there's just things that I know that I need to do. There's like I know I need to write in my diary. I know I need to do my morning affirmations. I need to meditate. And when I don't do those things, I just go down like this dark spiral of just like why aren't you doing this? You know you
Mm-hmm.
have to do this. Why aren't you doing it?
Yeah, that's so
What's
real.
it gonna take for you to want to be better? What's it gonna
Mhm.
take for you to? So that's one thing that I'm struggling with, and yeah, accountability, but in a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I think finding or making the time for that
Mm,
and incorporating it into your routine, because that's what I'm learning too. I do better with routine, and obviously all of those things are for us to
Mhm.
for ourselves. So when you start your day off like that, it's I know for me it definitely has put me in a better mood because I'm doing something for myself before I start working for someone else.
Mhm.
mm.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
just my tip.
No, yeah, I received that.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing affirmations. I was doing it for like a month straight when I wasn't. I was on my sober September. I was also doing affirmations, and I felt so positive.
Yeah.
And then October came around, bitch, and but
Yeah.
yeah. Next up, I want to just have a moment of gratitude. If we could go all around and say something that we're thankful for from each person that do this year, and I'll go first for an example. But Sakani, the one thing that I'm thankful for you is that your doors are always open. And we can just it'll just be me and you, bitch, and we
Yes.
watching movies, kicking it, chilling, and we're just just having intimate one-on-one time. So that's something that I'm thankful for you.
Yes.
Tay, what I'm thankful for you is that you let me in this year. I feel like earlier when we first started out, I feel like you were the person that I got close to last.
Mhm.
And then we did flow together, we did Meta together. So
Yeah.
we just bond over music.
Music
So
babies.
I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that you finally let me in a little bit more. Ja, I'm just thankful for you holding me down, bitch, and teaching me how to like vent to my friends. Because that's the first thing you gonna
I
do,
can
bitch.
take it your bitch that quick. I don't
You
waste
know,
no time.
and like I've growing up, I was taught to, keep your business closed. Don't be telling everybody your business. And like, and I even brought that into my friendships. But being friends with you, I've learned like you can talk about how you're feeling. You can talk about what you went through, and you don't have to just, bottle it up and deal with it. So, yeah, guys, that's my three for you. Whoever wants to go next, go around.
I can go next. I'll say for Sakani, I will say I'm grateful that it's like open communication with us now. I feel like in the beginning, and I feel like it's still like a work in progress, but we were very much like, okay, like it's fine, everything's fine. But I feel like now we are at the point where we can have like conversations about things that have been bothering us in a sense of like not like it's stressing us out, but like just acknowledging like some of like the differences that we have had and like don't want to ignore it no more.
Yeah.
And even though like we don't like say it all the time, I feel like it's nice to acknowledge that okay, like it's okay to feel different about it and we don't have to like be like combative about it. And yeah, that's been something too because I feel like I just come from a place where it's like, okay, you don't agree with someone and someone will like can take it the wrong way and then like make it a whole big scenario for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, Macy, I will say I'm really grateful that I feel like it's the openness for me as well with you, but also just the fact that like we can find our niche and where we like will really bond and is I feel like we always can bond over music and that has been the pathway to like us being able to talk more about many different things.
Yeah.
And even like us living in the same state, we don't even talk about that because it's like that doesn't define who we are. It's like I feel like you can figure out a lot about who a person is like based on like music and things too. So it's just nice to like share that space with you and like okay, bitch, we going round for round.
Yeah.
Who playing this? You playing this? Okay,
Right.
you playing Brandy. Okay, I'm gonna put on Monica. It's like, no, let me stop. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that battle thing, but I will say, Ja, I feel like for me, I'm grateful that we have taken our time and getting to like explore like one another as far as like our conversations. It's like even I will say this moment because this was like the first time we really got on FaceTime, even though it was like maybe was it a week ago? Like it was last Sunday. That was like our first
It
time
was
really on
recently though.
FaceTime. Yeah, but it's also just like we've had so many conversations like outside of the group, and it's been so fun because it's like I feel like we're so goofy, we just laugh about shit, but it's
We
like okay,
are.
you know, this is actually serious, but we gonna laugh about it, but we know like what it means. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed that. I will say as a group, I'm really grateful that we have taken the time to really invest in one another, like individually as a group, like trio, duo, quartet, it doesn't matter. We have all invested in one another, even solo. And I feel like that's the biggest growth as a friendship because it doesn't even matter who we are. It's like we can still come together as one and it still be as powerful as it was before.
Yeah.
Queen shit, bitch.
You go, Ja.
Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, I'm just ready to cry. Like
Yeah.
before this episode even started, I was just ready to cry. But to start with say like I feel this like same like to piggyback off Macy. I feel like we got much closer this year, and I just feel like we just our friendship has just grown a lot. Like we have our own conversations, we talk about stuff, and I feel like I just learned that we're a lot more alike than I thought. Like we
Yeah.
are both very goofy, like, and I also just appreciate like I mean, all of you guys do, but like you always make an effort to show up for me, like whatever it is. And you do live further than a lot of people. That's why like I appreciate it because it's like, bitch, I don't know if I'll be toting the bag around everywhere trying to make it to everything. So the fact that you put that effort forth, like it really does mean a lot to me because it's like nobody wants to do that, but you do it for your friends. And I just think that's a big character defining thing. And I appreciate that. Sakani, yeah, like I agree with Macy, like your doors are always open. And I feel like our friendship has gotten a lot closer this year too. But I just love how like real we are with each other. Like I feel like there's been so many scenarios. Like I kind of feel like we kind of all had a scenario we could have fell out, but like we've had scenarios where we're just like, bitch, like fuck that nigga, like,
Okay.
and
Right.
I just feel like it made our friendship so much stronger, and like that too to me is like a character defining thing because gay niggas really be snakes. It's like it could be people will say one thing and then tell a nigga the next thing, and it's like I don't ever feel that way about y'all. Like, and I'll just like I already knew that about Macy, but to kind of like get to that point with you and be like, I know a nigga will never come between us. Like,
Yeah.
that's like a really good feeling to have.
Mm-hmm.
And Macy, Oh my goodness. I can't believe it's been like some
Yeah,
years for us
it's
now,
been.
girl. Like,
Mhm.
I would just say, like, you've inspired me so much. Like, bitch, I don't know how you went to school. Like, bitch, I don't know how you did this and went to school and still managed to hang out with us and do brunches and dinners and go out. Like, I just think you're such a hardworking person. I think you're so disciplined. And I don't know anybody that works like I think you work harder than like almost anybody I know. And I think it's it's just inspiring, like you guys all inspire me. So
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful for you guys. I'm just on the verge of tears, but
I know.
I
I'm trying
appreciate
to.
No, I really appreciate it.
I am so grateful for y'all.
Yes.
Ja, I will say, I think the same thing. I think we don't talk every day or things like that. Same with you guys, but specifically us. It's just such a, I don't know, it feels like secure. Like you and I can't talk for like, may not speak for like 6 months. And I know if I called you, you'll be right there. So I think just having that security in a friendship is so important. And I feel that. And I feel the energy when I look at you. Like it's just, we're secure and locked in.
You're gonna make me cry, girl.
We gonna cut that out. Macy, um, we've just honestly looking back at season one, I realized how close we were not,
Mm.
and being together now, um, I'm just so appreciative for all the moments we've had this year, and it just has been so fun getting to know you, um, and I'm just thankful to have had the chance to get to know you. Tay, like you were saying, I think it feels good to not be in a place where our friendship feels like surface level anymore. We've had tough conversations of things that were bothering us and just like personal individual things as well. Um, and it feels good to have gotten to that place because we could have we were friends for like 3 years before we actually started having these tough conversations.
Yeah.
And um, I think it's important in every friendship to just have those tough conversations because that's what really makes the friendship meaningful at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
We had to
grateful
get
for.
to that point, it's like I don't we were friends when we started, and obviously we talked about how fresh the friend group started, but like we literally had to go through those things throughout the podcast,
Yeah.
So it's like we've just learned about each other, and I'm just so glad like it's still working, Like
Yeah,
so many things could have gone left, like between one and two of us or the whole group, and it's
yeah,
like it's working. I just think it's like God's plan and the universe's plan, like,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
it's just for a bigger purpose as well.
for sure. And I think us working on ourselves individually has helped not only us but also the podcast
Yeah,
because it just reflects in our work.
them followers
And
going
these
up, baby,
Okay, and these
That-
conversations that we're having are important to
and
have
real,
Yeah.
because just us speaking on our friendship could help another group of friends
Exactly.
have these tough conversations and think of ways to bring up a something you're not really like sure how you want to bring up, you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah. I will say it's just also like the fact that I said this before on like the I think it was season one that a lot of people don't have these tough conversations that need to be had or just like not even tough but uncomfortable conversations. It's
yeah,
like for me sometimes I am very much the person I will just like cruise along. I'm like, okay, it's fine, everything's fine. But then there comes like a point as far as like energy or like stagnation, like within myself, and I'm like, this just feels like off. And I can become really distant with that, but not even intentionally. It's just like, okay, I'm feeling so much in my head about what the fuck I'm doing and having like outside experiences sometimes where I feel like I don't know what the fuck is going on. It just makes it even more like I need to like drift away.
yeah,
I just feel like there was a point in time where I wasn't even seeing y'all that much because I was just like so much in my head about what I was doing and also trying to like cater to other people's needs and things like that. And I feel like it was kind of like a pivotal moment for me where it's like I feel like I had to choose sometimes where I'm like, I don't want to choose because I miss my friends. Like we haven't even had like a day where we just like sit and talk.
Yeah, it's
And
been a minute.
yeah, and it's like I feel like I thrive in those intimate spaces, and that's where I'm like, the parties and everything is really fun. Obviously, we get paid for it, yada yada yada. But like at the end of the day, like our friendship is not just based on like us hosting a party and like coordinating the outfit together. Like it's so much more to it, and everyone doesn't see that we have a lot of these like tough moments by ourselves and as a group.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just really happy that we are finally at a point where it's like at least some initiation can happen instead of like trying to like go back and forth about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, well, let's see. What's something that you're looking forward to for 2024?
Money.
Point. The bag.
Yeah.
It's gonna come.
Absolutely.
Yeah, money for the podcast, money for me, money for y'all. Like,
Mhm.
I just how much we've grown this year. Like, it really sometimes it's surreal to me that it's only been a year for the podcast because I'm like, bitch, we did
Insane.
that. Like,
Yeah.
we really need to celebrate for our 1 year anniversary because
It's crazy.
y'all like we stormed. Like,
Yeah,
and
we
I'm just
did.
like to know this is the first year we're already gonna be like almost done with the second season by our first year anniversary. Like, y'all, like that was only 1 year, So it's
Literally.
like just imagine like to what's to come. Like
And we've had amazing guests like on
we've had
both
guests,
seasons,
we've
yeah.
elevated, like literally if someone just goes look at an episode from last season, it's like, bitch, y'all stepped it the fuck up. So
No, I was looking. Was it with you?
Yeah.
I don't
We
even
were-
be wanting to watch them.
Bitch, we looked at a video. I said, "Ew, that curtain."
I don't be
No,
wanting to watch
I
them.
know,
Like
we
I
don't-
literally am triggered.
Well,
It was so
shout out
nice,
to
though.
Brooklyn Podcast. We love y'all, but we did have to
we had to
Elevate. We
glow
had
and
to
grow,
elevate,
But that was
but,
like
yeah.
where we had to. It was a good place to start,
It was.
But
Let's start a
also,
studio.
shout out to Josh for real because he gave us so many
Yes.
pointers and
He
ideas
did.
as
He
far as,
ate
like,
us
how
up
to-
after every episode.
After
He
every
said,
episode, he said, "Actually, y'all
so-
didn't eat that.
didn't
Y'all need
do
to
that."
incorporate this."
and y'all not
appreciated
asking the
it.
viewers nothing.
Yeah.
So
We appreciate it.
Yeah,
That
so
was
we
good.
appreciate him for sure.
yeah,
Because he took a lot of initiative.
and he's helped us get to where we are now.
Mhm.
Especially, I
Yes.
just think with the conversation flowing, like
Yeah.
he's definitely helped us out.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Josh.
Yes. I will say, what was the question again?
What are you looking forward to for 2024?
I am looking forward to more discipline in like my actions and like affirming what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna say or do, and actually doing it. Like actually putting my what is it?
Best
My-
foot forward.
My best foot forward. Yes.
I don't think that's what you were trying to say, but
I was gonna say put my actions where my mouth is. Is
Mhm.
that what people
Put
say?
your money
Put
where
your
your
money
mouth is.
but not
Well,
money.
we
you
want the
could use
money too,
action,
but
Well,
we
walk-
get it.
Everybody know what you're saying.
yes,
Walk
y'all-
the walk, not just talk the talk.
exactly.
Mhm.
And I feel like, it goes back to planning. Like I can plan, but to actually have the execution is something different. So I really just want to walk and affirm myself that I can do it, but also goes back to what I was saying earlier, ask for help when needed because there's always opportunities for someone to help you and that
And
can
we're here to
open doors,
help.
too. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes.
For 2024, I'm looking forward to stability in every aspect, emotionally, physically, financially, in my career. Just stability, I think, is a good one.
Gotcha. For 2024, I'm really looking forward to, you know, finding my purpose.
Mhm.
Sometimes I just feel like I'm kind of like on this earth. I'm like, what was
Just
what was
cruising.
I created for?
Yeah.
I want to really just hone in on that and, try to make an impact in people's lives and not just, cruise through life. And
Yeah.
I really want to just find my purpose and walk in it.
Yeah.
But
Well, this is one of them.
absolutely, I feel like one of my purposes is to be that figure for Black queer younger people who kind of went through the same things of like hating yourself and
Yeah.
thinking that being gay was gross, evil,
Yeah.
wrong. So that is definitely one of my purposes. And with the podcast, we get those comments a lot, but I want it to be a little bit more. Like I want to reach those younger kids and just
We're getting there.
yeah, we're gonna get there for sure. But yeah, the audience, I want to know what y'all are looking forward to for 2024,
Absolutely.
and I also want to know what you're looking forward to from the Busy Boys from 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that in the
Let
comments.
us know.
Let
It
us know
said
because
sex tape now.
Oh, that's
Hey.
not.
Oh.
well, maybe not that, but okay. So
I
Let's.
think me and Tay missed it, but okay.
No, we were talking about the sex tape, and me and Sakai, I was like, oh, let's do it.
Oh.
No, but no, we're just.
Fuck it, we
It's
should make a
just
video just called
jokes.
Raheem.
Just
Let's
kidding. Okay, I know we're running out of time, so let's get to the audience question, y'all. I want to do. So the question is, wait, no, I don't want to do that one. Sorry, y'all. I want to do this one. So the question is, am I wrong for cutting a friend off for not being invited to certain functions with them because I don't fit their aesthetic? They're gaslighting me right now, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Do we have advice for this person, guys?
I'm curious to know, how did they tell you this? Like, did they straight up tell you, I don't want you to come out because you don't be dressing like me and my other bitches? Or, because if they straight up told you that, bitch, that is not a friend. Like,
Right.
because that, any friend that's really loves you and cares about you, that wants you in their space, honestly not going to be present. Now, if it's like a theme for the party and they're like, girl, don't be dressing down, and that's different. But if you just feel like they don't like how you dress and don't want you to come out, that's not really your friend.
Yeah.
Like, but I also am just curious, like, are you saying that? Like,
Or was that actually told to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you, like, what did they say to you to make you, if they straight up told you that bitch, first of all, I would just take that as the bitch don't even want to be my friend. If somebody said, bitch, you dress dusty and I do not want you to come out with me.
Yeah.
Like, I would take that as, even if that would, like, I would just be like, girl, okay.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, your friends should be seen with you in person, in private. You should be able to take them anywhere.
Shouldn't matter.
Six
You
Flags.
love somebody that, like, you walk around and present yourself. Like, how
Yeah.
somebody else is walking around, that don't got shit to do with you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and if there is an aesthetic thing, like if your breath stink, you can tell me that. If
Yeah.
you
that's
don't
what
wear
I'm wondering too. Like, is there a deeper rooted problem that they said, girl, you can't come out? Like,
but I feel like you should be able to tell me. You shouldn't be just not inviting me out.
no, that's bitch. It's like,
Like,
keep
babe.
that funky breath in the house, bitch.
Bitch,
Like-
stay home.
Like, bitch, I'm bored.
You don't
Let's go
fit
put
the
on deodorant.
aesthetic, honey.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Let's go put on
course.
deodorant.
That's
I
what
think
I'm saying.
it also depends how close they are.
Hello?
It also
Anybody want gum?
Hello?
also
You want
dep-
some? You want some? You want some?
It also depends how close they are, because if one of y'all stink, I'm gonna let y'all know, like ripping a band-aid off. I'm not gonna be like, oh girl, do you want some gum? No, bitch, your breath stink. We need to leave.
You need to go in the bathroom now.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Because
And-
it's embarrassing. Like,
yeah, and it's just being real with your friends. I think if it's a physical thing, bitch, if my friend looking a mess, I'm gonna let them know, and we're still gonna go out together.
Yeah.
Looking a mess and not liking someone's personal style, I feel like it's two different things too. Because you
Right.
could just look crazy, like no matter
Yeah.
how you dress, what your aesthetic is. But if you just have a different style than your friend, like they're more like urban, you're more bohemian or something like that. I just feel like shit like that is so. If your friend
Yeah.
really pressed about that bitch, that is not your friend. Like,
Exactly, because all our styles are so different. You
Yeah.
could see that just by us sitting here.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna invite you out because our aesthetics are different.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think.
well, their friends probably don't eat it like us.
Well, nobody
Look at the
does.
material.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think. Say the question again one more time.
Yeah. So the question is, am I wrong for cutting a friend off for not being invited to certain functions
Oh.
with them because I don't
So you
fit?
cut them off already.
Yes, because I don't fit
Oh.
their aesthetic. They're gaslighting me right now, and I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts.
I want to know
No,
what they're gaslighting you
Yeah.
about.
Send them this clip and say, bitch, you're fake
Well,
because.
it's anonymous.
Yeah. It's
Oh, well, they're gonna
anonymous.
see though.
Yeah.
But-
so
Well, send us the
send us the screenshot.
watch this. and
Let us
send
know
it-
the tea.
And then come back to the anonymous after you
Update
watch.
us. We need an
No,
updated question.
But
on this.
I don't think you're wrong for cutting them off.
Not at all.
I think maybe a conversation should have been had before cutting them off, of just like tell me what's up.
Yeah, just
I wouldn't
expressing how
even.
you feel.
I feel like you could do that to be gracious, but I don't feel like that's necessary. If they were kind of like, I don't like how you step in, like, don't come out with me. I feel like that's terms to block a bitch. Like, you
Well,
don't gotta-
yeah.
So
I
like,
feel that, but at the same time, by this question, I feel like that wasn't really said to them.
yeah. But I, do feel
I don't
like,
see a person saying that to
because they're
someone.
saying they got gaslit. That's what's kind of making me feel like that person trying to making them feel bad for what they said to them too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like,
We just
bitch,
need more
stand on what you
context.
did. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you did that because that did hurt your feelings and you felt
Mhm.
away. So like, I do feel like I only be feeling like a conversation is had it in moments like that if that person wants to have it because they were hurt. Like,
Yeah.
don't do it for the other party, do it for yourself. Like, so, but yeah, you're not. I don't think you're wrong. I think you
Yeah.
dead ass right. I would have did the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think finding maybe a new friend
Exactly.
who doesn't really care about that stuff
Yeah,
would.
come to
it-
New York, girl. Come out with us. Come to the
Right.
next event.
Yes.
Also, I will say I feel like, and this is just like me just being real. I feel like there are certain friends for like certain things, and this just comes down to like
100%.
I agree with that.
It's like just being realistic. Like, okay, if we're going like somewhere where it's like fine dining and like things like that, and like this is okay. Like some friends don't dress like that, and they probably won't get
That ain't their
invited.
vibe.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
it's for me, it's more so that's not that person's. They don't do shit like that. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna invite them and take them outside of their comfort zone
Yeah.
just
For
for
sure.
me.
Mhm.
Like, I'm still considerate of my friends. Like, this not the space you want to be in. And I know you might still come to support me, but like I know you wouldn't enjoy it. We can
Yeah.
do something together that we will both enjoy.
Right.
So I agree with that. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think every friend is for everything.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's where we need more context because we don't know exactly what it is you're talking about.
Yeah. And it's important to have friends for different things. Friends
Yeah.
for going out, friends for crying, friends for just sitting down watching movies, whatever the case may be. But it's nice to have those friends you can do all of those things with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think finding your niche, finding like people who are gonna stick beside you no matter what.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, I agree. But hopefully we helped you out with
I
that.
hope we did.
Mhm.
And to close this episode, we started off with one word we would describe our 2023 individually. If you could have one word to describe the year 2023 for the Busy Boys as a whole, what would it be?
Um Flourishing.
Flourishing.
Yeah. I think that would be my word. Because we're still not where we want to be, but I think we've had so much success this year together.
Mhm.
Even just people coming up to us at parties or events and just giving us our flowers. I think that's really special.
It is.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets that, and none of us take it for granted. Even like if we're alone and someone says it, we're like right in the group chat, like, "Oh my God, someone came up to me,
Yeah.
said this, and that," and we're like, "Oh, I think that's really special." Because people could be like rude about it or just like be like, "Yeah, I know we're doing our thing." I think it's important for us to still remain humble and grateful for the people supporting us as we're continuously growing. So yeah.
Absolutely.
I would say that my word will be underdogs. Like, I don't necessarily feel like when we started people were counting us out, but I feel like over time, and also keeping in mind what Josh told us about, like, a lot of people do a few episodes of a podcast and don't finish.
Yeah.
So like, I just think how like we all made this a part of our personal brands. Like, we all took it so seriously, and I just think like people, I feel like people are at this point like these bitches. Not only are they still doing it, like they stepped it up. Like, and I just feel like people are like, how the fuck are they doing it? And I just
Yeah.
think like even like we've had conversations about like brands and companies that have kind of tried to count us out or just ignore us, like, and I just think like we come off swinging every time, like, and we just keep growing, and we're gonna end up on top, so it's just like it's just a good feeling. Like, I just feel like we all know we're gonna do it, but to
Yeah.
see other people count us out and then to keep accomplishing shit, like, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, I agree.
sure.
That's a good word,
sure, yeah.
underdogs, because like we've had conversations together where it's like certain things were being looked past. But I think it's like you said, it's important for us to continue to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one word I'm gonna use to describe Busy Boys in 2023, I'm gonna say real.
2024. Is it
2023.
2023.
Oh, yeah.
shit, my bad.
We ain't been there yet. Well,
Ooh,
we gonna get to
We gonna get
But I'm gonna say real. Like, nothing on this podcast is fake.
Mhm.
Like, even with the colorism episode, we handled that so well.
Need
Um,
that.
With the Douche and Dangerous episode, we talk about sex, a lot of things that people shy away from.
Mhm.
Like, people watching watching that episode, they're like, "That's disgusting. That's gross." But we're taking our sexuality and we're making it a beautiful thing that we can talk about. And
Yeah.
gay sex, gay love is beautiful,
And
and
it's just
we
real. It happens. Like,
yeah, and and it's real. And then when we talk about our friendship on certain episodes, it's just real shit. Like everything,
especially today.
it's just all real. There's no there's no smoke and mirrors here. I feel like very transparent, very real group of people.
Yes. I will say my word would be powerful. And I say that
Yes.
because I
Powerful.
really do say that because not only you have to look at what we've done in 2023 and like we really like honed in like not only on ourselves but the brand and like of what Busy Boys are and what it means to us and just the amount of growth that we've had and like knowing that there are other podcasts that people can watch but there's nothing you're not going to get the same experience because we're all in our 20s, we're all trying to figure our shit out, we're all creatives and still navigating our life, just trying to figure out mental shit, physical shit, relationship shit, career shit, like it's everything all in one. But I feel like we do it so well and we do it like we really can sit in what we're feeling and like laugh about it, cry about it, be sad about it, mope about it, hug about it, all the shit, drink about it. Like there's so many things. And I say yeah, just powerful and like also like the photo shoots we have, like that shit eats. And I'm sorry y'all counting us out because stop doing it.
Like, just accept it. We're here to stay.
We're just sickening.
We're here to stay.
I win.
You lose.
So yeah.
So ending the episode. Just thank you to all of our supporters.
Yes. Love you guys.
All of you
thank
guys.
you so much.
Thank you for running those subscribers up. We're up to like almost to 800. Thank you for running those. Thank you for running up those Instagram followers, those Twitter followers.
We're like, those are just climbing every day. Y'all still fighting on that real, but
that
still going in on that
I'm
real.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. So
yes. And if you guys are having a hard time in life, just know it's just a season and keep pushing through. And
Absolutely.
you got this.
Amen. Amen. And
amen.
Keep sending in those anonymous questions. Busy Boys signing off.
Happy 2023.
Happy 2023.
Yes.
Happy New Year, motherfuckers.
We will see you guys in 2024. Goodbye.
Ooh. Love y'all.
Busy boy.
Busy boy. Busy boy. Aren't you? Okay.